Settle in as we rewind the week with the latest edition of Monday Backspin from PGA TOUR.com.
Hey guys, I'm Amanda Balionis, and thanks for joining me as we take a look back at the McGladrey Classic in Sea Island, Georgia. Now, this is one of the favorite tour stops for PGA Tour players, and not just because the course is always fair but challenging, but because the island itself is home to over a dozen PGA Tour players, including tournament host Davis Love III, but we'll hear more about that a little later on in this show. But first, let's take a look at the guys who have worked their way into the top 125 on the money list with just one more week to go in the 2011 season. Alabama alum and 2010 Q School grad Michael Thompson had a fantastic week, holding a share of the lead until the final hole where he made a, quote, mental error, putting his tee shot in the hazard. Thompson left the McGladrey Classic with a solid third-place finish, but more importantly is now comfortably 94th on the money list. DJ Trahan went from 123 to a more cushioned 115, while Trevor Immelman moved up to 89th after notching his first top 10 finish since 2008. And on the topic of great play in 2012 card safety, 21-year-old Bud Cauley can officially call himself a PGA Tour member, well, come January 1st anyway. He turned pro, forfeiting his senior year at the University of Alabama back at the U.S. Open, and he's earned enough money over the last 8 tournaments that he's equaled the amount of 125th on the money list, which means he's in. Cauley has only missed one cut in the 8 events he's played after turning professional and was in contention at the Fries.com Open until the final day when he finished third. The Alabama alum also finished tied for 4th at the Viking Classic earlier this season, so this is a young guy you will want to keep an eye on come 2012. So now getting back to the exciting final moments on Sunday at the McGladrey Classic. I know this is going to come as a surprise to you, but the tournament ended in the playoff. Yes, the 18th playoff of the 2011 season. And this is coming off the heels of the 6-hole playoff at the Fries.com Open. But don't worry, it only took 2 holes to determine the victor between Webb Simpson and Ben Crane.
Come around, round one and hit the top.
The most famous dancer on the PGA Tour pulled out his 4th victory of his career. And don't think this was an ordinary week for the YouTube sensation, because all week Ben Crane had been waiting for his wife, Heather's phone call that she was going to go into labor. Crane said throughout the week that it didn't matter where he was on the leaderboard. If she went into labor early, he was hopping on a flight and heading home to welcome their 3rd child. But fortunately, the phone didn't ring Sunday afternoon. For more about this tournament and the ties it has to the players on the PGA Tour, let's touch base with Doug Bell of the PGA Tour Network.
When I look back at the week of the McGladrey Classic, I think of Davis Love III and his family. When they say they're going to get involved with the tournament, they mean it. They put their stamp of approval on this event. Davis himself is the chairman of the tournament. He's also a player in the tournament. His son Drew was a caddy in the tournament. His brother Mark was also a co-chairperson in the event. His wife busy all week hosting parties at their house, which is very close to this property. I mean, when Davis Love says he wants a PGA Tour event and he's going to get involved, he means it. And it really made for a very memorable week. Next week, the finale on the PGA Tour should be just as memorable as we head to Disney for the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals Classic. Our coverage begins Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I can't wait.
Thanks, Doug. Well, like you said, next up we're heading to Disney for the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals Classic, where Webb Simpson and Luke Donald will be battling it out for that #1 spot on the money list. Of course, the victor will be taking home a 5-year exemption. This is not a PGA Tour Today preview you will want to miss, so log on to PGA Tour.com on Wednesday.